I keep talking about the quagmire of the in-between. The quagmire of the in-between is a place where Job had reached, where he had built everything and believed, this is my life. He was probably working his succession plan to his firstborn son, to his daughters. He was a fair man. He had given his daughters the privilege of running some of the things. He had finished. Hey, let me tell you, there are people who had believed they had finished doing ministry and they had to start again. The quagmire of the in-between. The quagmire of thinking the thing was over. I had reached a place where I can build this platform and go to what God has told me to do in going to the nations, and everything gets shut down. The quagmire of the in-between is a place where it will either bring you to God. I like what one of my pastors says, you either make a saint or you make an atheist. The quagmire of the in-between is when the wedding had been planned, all your friends had been invited, and the joker didn't show up. You've planned your life. You've built the company. You believe this is it. And then all of a sudden you have nothing. You're back to square one. Listen, square one is not a funny place. I want to talk to a real church. I want to talk to some real people. Square one is not a funny place, especially after you had seen the other side. You had seen the light on the other side of the tunnel just to discover it was an oncoming train. Am I talking to some real people this morning? The other side. You are slated for a promotion. You show up on Monday morning, you're fired. Ha! The scars of a son. You've reached Potiphar's house. You're doing everything right. You wake up at 4 a.m. You check on the horses. You check on the oxen. You check on the things. You've got your list. You go to the bathroom. You can see which person came and cleaned the bathroom last. It's all there. Diligent. You read scriptures like, see as thou a man diligent in his ways, such a man shall stand before kings. And all of a sudden, you're accused of rape. Can I talk to some real people? All of a sudden, your world is shut down. And all of a sudden, you start to ask yourself questions. Should I have been dreaming in the first place? Should I have even had this dream? Look at how much trouble these dreams have brought to me. Seldom I would sit and say, you know, I would have been a very comfortable backbench guy. All this trouble I have seen, I'd have been a very comfortable backbench guy. The calling of God. He was just herding sheep on the side. Servants came from Jesse's house saying, David, your father is looking for you. Listen, I was just herding sheep. Some prophet came looking for me. I was just fine. The in-between causes questions to be asked. The in-between causes that place of waiting is a very hard place. It's a hard place. By the time Paul sees Jesus on his way to Damascus and meets this King of Kings and has an encounter, to go into his brothers immediately on fire for God and be rejected, and for 13 years he has to wait out. The in-between. The in-between, between the time you got your word and the time it came to pass, that in-between is a place where scars keep coming upon you. You come from telling me at one point that you will build the church on the things I've said. Hey, feels good. That the world is going to respect me because you said you'll build your church on me and the gates of hell shall not prevail. It wasn't you, it was his word. He says the gates of hell shall not prevail. Then you look at your life and all the gates of hell are open wide, prevailing upon your life, and with God's permission. Please, I want to talk to some real people. I'm getting ready to close. There is a dilemma that comes upon us when we realize that God is the one who told the Satan, go ahead. That you even interpreted the dream for the butler and the cupbearer, but you're still in jail. Still in jail. Think about it. 700 days processing your life. Asking yourself, maybe I should never have shared the dream with my brothers in the first place. The in-between. The in-between can cause you to take a rope and say enough is enough. The in-between can cause you to say, I don't want to be in ministry anymore. The in-between can cause you to say, I don't want to do this thing anymore. The in-between can cause you to say, this marriage has ended. It takes sons with revelation to say, nevertheless, kakosh tabalada, nevertheless, when you're in between and all the provision has ended and there's nothing left. But did you know we serve a God who in one day can change your reputation? In 24 hours can change your story. Listen, by the time Joseph appeared before Pharaoh, the Intelligence Bureau of Egypt, IBE, had given Pharaoh, listen, you don't run an empire without intelligence. Not DCI. I'm talking about global empire intelligence. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Intelligence from your wizards, intelligence from your sorcerers. These are the same people in the time of Moses that were dropping sticks just like Moses and things. How much information? Let me tell you, those people had word. They had knowledge. They had information. By the time Joseph was being placed before Pharaoh, the kind of information that was before Pharaoh was weighty. You're dealing with a Moran who just herds cattle. Their tribe is that cattle herding guys. They go to and fro. They don't have a place they've settled. You're dealing with a messed up guy who says he has dreams and he's interpreted a few dreams here and there. Oh, by the way, you're dealing with a rapist. The proof of everything was about to become real when he stood in front of Pharaoh and was able to tell Pharaoh something that nobody else was able to tell Pharaoh. And Pharaoh weighed and said, I hear what people are saying and I see what he is doing. What he is doing is greater than what people are saying. Let me tell you, your story is going to change.